Hey everybody, John Avalanche fan here with Let's Review a Game. I apologize guys if my voice seems a little bit different. I got a little cold, cough, or allergies, whatever. So I'm not feeling as well as I usually am, but I decided to still do a video game review anyway. So like I've done with all my video games, I just picked a random one out of nowhere, and I actually came across another one of my favorite games. Actually, that's been one of my favorites for a while. Not ever since it came out, but until I first got it. Game I got is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the Nintendo GameCube, which came out 2005, so a couple years ago. So it's kind of old, but not really old. It's less than 10 years old. The one thing I like about this game is that the gameplay, it's a basic storyline. From what I can remember, because it has been a while since I played this game. From what I can remember, you start off as a mercenary named Ike, and he dreams of working with his father as a Grail mercenary, which is kind of the name of his dad's mercenary group that basically just help small time villages and that, and people scare away bandits and all that. And as the game progresses, eventually, Ike's father's team, the Grail Mercenaries, they get into a little problem when there's a war that breaks out between Crimea and Dayan, two countries that are at war. And since since his team lives in Crimea, they made them get involved. So they decide to help out Crimea in a way when, believe it or not, Ike comes across the Princess of Crimea, Olyncia, right here, the green-haired girl. And Ike becomes her escort. So Ike, his dad, and a couple of his friends who are fellow mercenaries, they travel to get the princess back to her hometown in Crimea, Melior, I believe it's called. And eventually, they come across Dayan in Crimea, and they start battling, or fighting, I should say. And eventually, Ike's father comes across the Black Knight, which is, if you can see on this guy right here, the top left, top left right here. And Grail knows who the Black Knight is, but we don't really know. He doesn't really say who it is, but we know that Ike's father taught the Black Knight how to fight. So one night, Ike goes out for a walk, whatever, and he sees his father fighting the Black Knight. And we learn that the Black Knight actually learned to fight from Ike's dad. So as the story progresses, or that fight progresses, the Black Knight kills Ike's father, and he wants revenge. But his dad tells him to just run the mercenary company and don't find the Black Knight. But Ike he does kind of agree with his father, but he kind of disobeys his orders because he wants to go to the Black Knight. He wants to kill him for what he did to his father. So after Ike's father dies, Ike becomes new leader of the Grail Mercenaries, and at first some of the team members aren't happy with that because they don't think Ike's ready, so they leave the team. So eventually, Ike and the rest of his friends that stayed next to him, they travel around all these places trying to beat Dayan. And eventually throughout the game, you come across a whole bunch of characters and that to join your team. And eventually you meet up with the people that left Ike's team at the beginning. And basically, they go back to Crimea to fight the Dayan king who killed Princess Olyncia's parents. And yeah, it's basically what it is. There's some side stories along the way, but overall, though, the story's pretty basic if you understood that. But besides the storyline, graphics though are not too bad. I think personally, oh excuse me, personally they could have done a little bit better with the graphics. I mean, considering it was made in 2005, it's not too bad, but I still think they could have done a little bit better with the graphics. The controls, though, very simple, very basic. Um, Another thing that's an issue with this game that's kind of annoying is the save feature. Now, with the sequel to this game, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, with the save feature, you can just save it whenever you want, and it stays that way. You can just continue off constantly. With this game, when you save it, right when you save it, the game automatically goes back to the title screen. And that's all you can do. Then, if you hit continue, it goes to that same spot. So it's kind of annoying in a way. So basically, with this game, you can't really, actually with that save point, when you continue the game from where you last saved, it deletes that save data file. So let's say, for example, you're on the last level of the game, let's say. You get all the way to the end, and yeah, you're tired, whatever. So you save the game goes to title screen, and you turn the game off. Okay? Then you turn the game back on, it has its save file, and okay, continue. Oh, you're right where you left off. Then all of a sudden, it's like, nah, I don't really want to play it, and you just shut the game off without saving it. Well, you turn the game back on, and realize that you forgot to save it the second time. You have to start the level all over again, and that's the only annoying thing. Basically, once you continue the game from when you last saved it, that save data gets deleted. You got to keep saving it over and over and over and over. So basically, there's really no way to save the game at a certain point, and then if you make a mistake, turn it off and start from that point again. You got to keep starting over if you want to start the level over again, basically. So it is kind of annoying. So basically, if you lose a character in this game, just deal with it, because it's not worth starting the level over. Unless it's the beginning of the game, then yeah, it's fine. But if it's like a long level and you lose a character, don't bother starting over. It's not worth it. I think when I played this game, I only lost one character, which wasn't too bad, but he was one of my toughest, or one of my most powerful characters. I think it was, what was his name? I can't think of it off the top of my head. But I lost the character like 3/4 of the way through the level, and it took me like an hour to beat that level of the game. I forget which level it was. And I thought to myself, it's like, you know what? I could start the level over and have that character again, or I could just finish the level and just move on without that one character. Yeah, I decided to move on without that one character. That's one of the few things I don't like about this game is the save feature. It's the most annoying thing. They could have done so much. They could have at least had a save feature where you can continue where you last stopped. But no, apparently when you save it, it goes to the title screen, so you can't keep going. And when you start the game, it deletes that save data file. So you can't just turn it off or reset it and hope that you can keep starting from that same spot. No, you gotta start over. So that's one annoying thing. The only other annoying thing is the, what was it called? The enemies in this game. Some of the enemies aren't too bad, but there are a couple enemies in this game that are very hard to beat, and basically, what was I going with this? Basically, there's times where you just gotta be really lucky in this game, especially with the generals in this game of Dan, like the Black Knight here. Obviously, he's going to be one of the toughest characters, but with the Black Knight, when you finally face off against him with Ike, you better just hope you have a lot of luck, because that's the only way you can beat the Black Knight in the game. What I found, there are times where I got really lucky and beat him in 2 moves, or beat him in 5 moves, or just didn't beat him. And that's where the save feature also becomes annoying, because to face the Black Knight, you gotta beat one level first. It's like a 2-parter. Basically, what happens is, let's see if I can explain this as best I can. The Black Knight, he's in a secret room, or just a extra room in this castle that Ike and the mercenaries storm. So basically, you gotta beat all these opponents and a general that's guarding the Black Knight's room. And you gotta do this all without saving, or all in one shot. And then once you beat him, you gotta face off against the Black Knight right after. But I mean, you start with full health and all that with Ike. And basically, if you lose the Black Knight, you'd probably think, oh, well, yeah, you just probably start from where you saw the Black Knight. No, if you lose, you gotta start from the beginning of that level again. And that's the only annoying thing. So basically, you don't want to lose Ike at all in this game. That's the only thing. I believe, unless there's another loss, the only way you can lose is if Ike dies, I believe. That's the only thing I know. So basically, don't let Ike die, and you'll be fine. Otherwise, you gotta keep starting the levels over again, which can be really annoying. But that is one good thing about the game. It is challenging. I will give it that. It took me quite a few tries to beat the game easily, I should say. I've beaten it many times, but I've always had a hard time. But it is definitely challenging, though. Definitely challenging. And what really kind of surprised me is, if you look right here, you can see this game's rated T for Team. Now that kind of surprised me, because when I looked on the... actually, if you do own Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, if you look at it, it shows the game's rated E for everyone. But yet this one's rated T for Team. And I'm not so sure why it'd be rated T for Team. Because in all honesty, like, I can understand in a ways why they would rate T, is because, okay, yeah, there's swords, there's weapons and that, okay, yeah, people hitting people. But yeah, in all honesty, when I compare Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn to Path of Radiance, if I had to say which one of them would be rated T, I would say it had to be Radiant Dawn that'd be rated T, and this one rated E, because in all honesty, this game, it doesn't really show the characters hitting one another. It kind of has like that, like, it just shows them moving quickly, hitting them and backing away. Like, you don't even see them hitting each other, which is kind of weird. So I question why they rate this game T for T, because in all honesty, I don't really think it'd be that bad of a game. There's no swearing or anything like that. No, like, violence, like no blood and gore or anything. So I'm not sure why they'd rate it T. The only other thing I could see is maybe the characters would be scary for them. Ooh, a Black Knight in a crimson cape. Like, that's not totally scary. Then there's a Mad King, but he's not, like, not completely dangerous. He doesn't swear. He doesn't show him killing anyone and see their blood splatting against the TV. Like, it's nothing like that. So, yeah, I'm not really sure why they would rate this game T for Team. I really don't. Because I think I played this when I was 2005 it came out, so I would have been 6 years. Okay, so I would have been 13, so just starting my teens. I think I played when I was 14. Okay, so I can't really say I played it before I was 13, because this game came out when I was 13. But still, it's like I don't understand. But overall, though, it's not a bad game if you find it, or I don't know if you can find it in stores anymore, since it's for the GameCube. But if you find it online, though, it's a game I would recommend. It is a pretty good game overall. Like I said, it is challenging. Graphics, though, like I said, the graphics could have been a little bit better, but, I mean, considering the game was made in 2005, the graphics back then weren't totally good, but I really think they could have done a better job, though, with this game. But out of 10, I would probably give this game about, I would say 8 out of 10. Again, it has some bad things. Like, graphics, again, are a little bit shitty, but overall, though, gameplay's straightforward, controls are straightforward, storyline is very fun and exciting to play through, and besides, it's like a war game. You control characters, level them up, fight enemies. You get to use swords, axes, lances, bows, spells. So, it is definitely fun. So, like I said, if you find this game online, because I know you won't find it in stores anymore unless they sell old games like this one for GameCube and that. But yeah, definitely pick it up. It's a good game, good fun game, challenging and easy to play, I would say. So, on that, guys, it's going to do it. So I will see you next time for the next Let's Review a Game.